What is up, everybody? Here we are today with Rack Your World, also known as Omar's deck. So, I mean, I don't know if it's really his deck, but he plays it a lot, and I don't really know. I think there's like another guy who plays this deck a lot, but I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. But it's basically Fanatic stank, but with an Inferno instead of a Shade. Obviously, we'll talk about the deck while we're playing it as well. I personally think that this deck is a little bit worse than the Shade deck. I think the Inferno is basically, you use it for the same reasons that you make Shade, which is like primarily to fight tanks, because that's like the main thing that the Fanatic stank deck struggles with as a 5-card deck. So tanks, Giga Cannon, and MLRS, those are like the main things you need Shade against. And Inferno does the same job, but just costs almost twice as much to do it. So I kind of think that it's just worse than the Shade. I'm trying to think what the upside of the Inferno is. I'm having a bit of a hard time. I guess you're better against Pitbull is one of the things that you have going for you. Inferno is better than Shade against Pitbull, but you have stank for Pitbull, right? Like this job's plan against Pitbull is already to use Stealth Tank and not to use Inferno or Shade anyway. So I don't think that's really that big an advantage. You can base kill a lot easier. That's, I guess, a plus. Inferno base killing is like a legitimate thing, whereas Shade base kill is pretty bad. So that's definitely a thing you can do. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll think about it as we play as well, and see if I can come up with anything else that's like a positive for the Inferno over the Shade. But I kind of feel like it's. I mean, obviously the Inferno does way better against infantry than Shade does, but it's not really a concern for this deck. Like, this deck, it has the Fanatics. I guess Chem Warriors. Yeah, okay, Chem Warriors is the big one I can think of. Chem Warriors is a unit that the Fanatic deck can have a really hard time with, and Inferno just one-shots them pretty much, so that is definitely an upside to playing the Inferno. I don't know if that's enough of a reason to play Inferno, though. Like, Chems are not very popular in the... Why is this guy so keen on the Halve? Why is everyone so keen on the Halve? Anyway, Chem Warriors are not that popular in this metagame thanks to cat ships, so I don't know if you really need extra game against them. But that is definitely a thing where you have extra game if you need it. Alright, anyway, back to the game. It's like here I would maybe make a Shade to fight Rhino, but because it's Inferno it costs too much, and I'd rather just make a Stealth Tank. Probably actually I'm gonna need. Yeah. So like the reason the Shade is in, like, Shade is a much cheaper alternative to fighting things like this. Like if you're fighting Rhinos and Pitbulls, well not Pitbulls so much, but Rhinos certainly. Shade is an option that you can make, and it's cheaper than the Stealth Tank and therefore more efficient. Inferno just is the same as the Stealth Tank, but with a tech cost as well, and it's slower. So I kind of. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like I don't really understand what the Inferno does better than the Shade. I do think Inferno probably gives you better game against some tech units. Like Confessor is a unit that might be quite troublesome for the regular deck, but that would like be easier with Inferno. But I just don't know if that's enough of a big deal, because you can also beat Confessors by just having 2 Fanatics on defense, so I don't know if it's really worth going into Inferno for it. Also, one of the other things about playing the Inferno version is that you want to play Oksana, because Oksana is really good with Inferno, but I think Oksana is not that good with the rest of the deck. Like, if you watch tournament play as well, you'll see that Alicia plays this deck with Kayn for tournaments. And whenever Alicia and Agent go up against each other in mirrors, Alicia tends to win because the Kayn is better than the Oksana. And then Agent just switches to Kayn. Like, if you watch the tournament's finals, you'll see this happen a lot. Where Alicia brings Kayn, and Agent brings Oksana, and Alicia wins, and then Agent just switches to Kayn. And it's like, okay, so Agent also agrees that Kayn is better when it comes down to it. So the Oksana is not good, basically, is the end of the story. The Oksana was originally in the deck to hunt down Razorbacks. You'd want to boost your Stealth Tank, get a double boost to Stealth Tank, and kill fast Razorbacks. But that's not the metagame anymore. Like, the metagame is not just Razorback versus Fanatic stank anymore. So that's not really a concern. So that's why you used to play Oksana, and I don't think Oksana is good anymore. But then if you're playing the Inferno, you really want Oksana, because Oksana is super good with Infernos. But yeah, I mean, it's just like... Yeah, I mean, like, I never even get the Inferno out. So yeah, you're kind of forced into playing a worse commander, I think.
Enemy base destroyed.
Alright, so Omar, who is the proprietor of the deck, he says that the sole purpose of the Inferno is to base kill. So, based on that, I do think the deck will be a lot better against Blind Double Harvester. Because people who go Blind Double Harvester, you can just win first missile quickly and then go base them with Inferno, and that's fine. But I think in a close game, even if you win first missile, if the game is reasonably close, you're not going to be sitting on enough money for an Inferno. Like, if the game is close, you don't have 150 Tiberium spare. If you have 150 Tiberium spare, it wasn't close. Alright, this guy did basically go Blind Double Harvester, so maybe this is the game where we can try it out. We're going to try and fire this first missile quickly and then go base him. But, like, even here, like, we've made 2 wheels, and that is it, right? And we're barely going to be able to afford an Inferno at the end of the first missile. And that's all we made, 2 10-cost units. And then he's gone laser drone, so we actually have to tech switch into these lasers, which slows down our Inferno even more. And like, this is, I mean, I spent as little as you can possibly spend to win 2 pads. I literally won the 2 pads with 10-cost units. The only way I could have spent less is if I'd gone Barracks Militant instead of War Factory Wheels. So here's the first Inferno, and I'm heading towards his base. It's also super slow because it's an Inferno. I would not be surprised if the tech unit comes out before the Inferno gets there, to be perfectly honest with you. Alright, so we get the Inferno to the base. Get a second Inferno and start working my way over there. Avatar. I mean, the Avatar came out as the Inferno reached his base, right? Which is kind of insane. And if this was Shade, we'd have the same position, except they'd cost less. And we'd still just have Shades on the pads and win the game. Didn't even manage to kill the base in time. So yeah, I don't know, it seems very tough. It seems very tough to base kill people with the Infernos.
3, 2, 1. New objective available.
Alright, Mathis.
Harvester ready.
Miriam is calling.
Harvester and a Militant. Or Rifleman. You got it, Chief.
Unit ready.
Get a second wheel. I'm gonna go look at his base. Alright, missiles. We'll back up and go for a Fanatic. We don't absolutely have to, we can just use the wheels, but I think it's pretty safe. Alright, he's gone second half. So he's just going to let us get first missile, it looks like. And then we're going to try and Inferno the base. So that is the plan. It's just such, like, Inferno is such an expensive unit. 100 is so much Tiberium. Inferno is often referred to as, like, a tech unit in the air tower, and I think that's reasonably fair, honestly.
Unit ready.
Inferno in motion.
Alright, so we're going to try and get the Inferno to the base. I mean, there's already a Wolverine here, so I kind of have to go fight this now. Now, again, you'd normally just use Shade to fight or something like a Wolverine. And it would just do the same job, but cheaper, most of the time. Iron Cannon. Didn't use the Inferno, that's the important thing. I think, where's the Wolverine? I don't want to bomb because I want to save it for the Wolverine. Okay, the Wolverine's not coming. That's weird. Where's the Wolverine gone? Isn't it over here somewhere? Did I kill it? I guess it stood in the fire until it died? That was weird. Alright, well, GG, I guess.
3, 2, 1. New mission received.
Team money.
Harvester ready.
For the crystals.
What's up, Team Money? What we doing? We've got half, and then, sir. Rifle, so for the second wheel. It's always safe to go second wheel against the barracks, because even if he switches into, like, Pitbull, by the time he gets it, we'll have enough money to do whatever we want. And it's most likely that he does this and goes missiles. I'm actually going to go third wheel, because if you get 3 wheels in a line with a with a blocker like this rock, then 2 missiles can't walk into them. It's the 3 wheel meta. I guess we can go for a Fanatic. Oh, okay. Well, that's a shame. It's actually not a problem, right? It can't kill the wheels in time. It just stalls. And now we go bikes next. Or do we go stank? Now we go bikes. We go bikes. I was thinking I could go stank and try and kill both the talons, but I think it's better to just go bikes. And now begins the trial of trying to play Nod against a light air unit. Always takes so long. Alright, there we go. Here comes the Orca. I guess we'll go with lasers. I'm okay with letting my my bikes die there to get a volley off. If you do that twice in a row, you trade 60 for 70. Or is it 80? How much does an Orca cost these days? I think it's 70, but it might be 80. Get these lasers up.
Your command, as you wish. Laser squad, power.
We have tons of money now. We could potentially go for a base kill. So here comes the second. Oh, the bikes didn't fire. It was bad, man. Oh! Ah, I didn't quite get it. Alright, let's get an Inferno and boost it over here. I actually can't send the bikes in there because they'll just die. So I'll just chill and win the game. GG, my dude.
Objective complete. 3, 2, 1. New objective.
Ah, the formulaic openings. Always wheel, always this pad, always harvester afterwards. Well, not always, but almost always. This event, because it's only Battlefield as well, it does lead to the games being very similar at the start a lot of the time. Alright, so he's gone buggy. We'll obviously make bikes. I want to get my wheels around the other side of the buggy, so he's going to go bikes now. That's what normally happens when people open buggy. And I don't want them attacking my bikes. So actually, there they are. Okay, I was going to say. I was very surprised not to see the bikes. Alright, we're going to back them up and we're going to get the wheels to help out. Wheels helping out actually helps more than you would think. Let's run away from this 3-man bike squadron over here. Alright, we won the bike mirror. Well, also hit a buggy in there. But we're going to win first missile off the back of this. There's a tank. Tank would have been a big issue. But obviously it's too late, so we don't care. So we'll just make some lasers. This is about the time when I would make a shade if I was playing the regular deck. But instead we have Inferno, which is more expensive, so we won't be making an Inferno yet. I think I might make an Inferno to kill these flamers though. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think I'm down for that. Now this is a place where the Inferno can be a bonus unit over the Shade, because obviously normally you'd have to use like wheels to fight the flames, but now you can use the Inferno, which can be kind of cool. You can also just play like, you can play as a pseudo Inferno deck by just going lasers plus Infernos, which is how most Inferno decks play. This one wheel is going to be the hero. Banshee in this meta game. Come on, man. Be reasonable. Oh, wow. That boost was not the one. Alright, he just surrenders. I was going to go for his base with Inferno, but it's over.
Mission accomplished. 3, 2, 1. New objective received.
Persian for life. I mean, not to disparage this guy's username at all, but like, yeah, right? I mean, if you're Persian, it's unlikely you're going to stop being Persian. Unless I'm missing something here. Okay, so he's gone double half. We're going to go double wheel to keep the missile charging.
Unit ready.
Probably don't need to 3v1 this guy. I could probably be charging the missile. Okay, I guess this is a good time to go Inferno base kill. He's already got his temple open there. It's kind of scary. Yeah, get him, Wheels. Basilisk. You got it, Chief. But how are you gonna kill my Inferno, dude? You basically need like 2 Inferno shots on a base to kill it. 2 Inferno shots is enough that you can... Oh, shoot again, please. Ah, did I get it? Nice. Yeah, 2 Inferno shots is basically enough that you can finish the base off with whatever you feel like. So we're just gonna throw some bikes at the base and we're gonna win. And this guy's gonna learn a valuable lesson about going tech and blind double halve. And how if you concede 50% of your base health, it's a problem. A valuable lesson. Oh. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Didn't get that. It's alright, we'll get there eventually. Look how low his base is. Literally anything will kill it now. Alright, here we go. Alright, GG, man. The Jade missile on the single bike. Feels good, man.
3, 2, 1. New mission received.
Gadijo.
Harvester ready.
What's up, Gadijo? What we doing? We got some militants. I like it. I like it.
Unit ready.
His name rearranged spells Go Jade. Oh yeah, you're right. But he's not playing Jade. I feel betrayed. And now he will be slayed.
Building online.
One clip. Honor is dead. For the cause.
Unit offline.
And now we AFK for a while. So this is, again, good time to try and get the old Infernos out.
Building online.
By Blade, yeah, that was the next line. I couldn't think of it in time, but that's what it should have been. Alright, let's get an Inferno. Let's see if we can base him. Artillery? I say no, sir. Denied. Denied.
Objective complete.
Oh, feels good, man. Alright, we're up against Victor Bansamer. A pretty scary opponent. He's playing Kane, which is unusual for him.
Harvester ready.
Iberium is calling.
Might be Fanatic stank, honestly. I don't think he's playing Inferno. Like, often he plays Inferno, but you play Oksana with Inferno like 99.9% of the time. So I doubt it's Inferno. Gonna keep dancing around with these infantrymen.
Unit ready.
I think he's probably playing Fanatic stank, honestly, given the units that have... Well, he made Militants, so no, he isn't playing Fanatics. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's playing. Kane with Inferno is super weird, though. He's clearly trying to stall. That's a Chuggy. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Alright, well, we're going to win first missile pretty comfortably here. Chuggy is also a unit that you don't really play with Kane very much. Like, Oksana is insane with Chuggy. This is a spot where I think I'd much rather have the Shade. Shade is a really good way to fight Chuggies. You can also just use stank though. It's not the worst thing in the world. Tick tank, sure. Again, Shade, again, like Inferno is decent, but the Shade just does the same job for cheaper. I could base him. I mean, like Inferno, Tick Tanks is the kind of thing where he's going to borrow a bunch of Tick Tanks, right? It's probably the Volumes deck, given the units I've seen. It's like Chuggy Tick Tank, that's and Kane, that's the Volumes deck. Yeah, I might just go and try and base him. Like, I don't want to engage his stuff. I'm just going to go to his base. Like, this laser Chuggy combo is scary. I'm just gonna base him. Phantom, yeah, that makes sense. Phantom doesn't one-shot Inferno, so we might get another hit here. This would be pretty big. If we get another hit, we just win. Haha, Mr. Bansama. Haha. We did it. We did it, Omar. We based him.
Mission accomplished.
Feels good, man.
3, 2, 1. New mission received.
Alright, Travis, final boss.
Harvester ready.
The harvest.
Final boss.
Unit ready.
Gonna have a bike mirror to start off.
Boyka ready to roll. Boyka ready to roll. Burning rubber.
Aha! I was trying to bait him, it didn't really work out that well. I'm just gonna suicide the wheels. It's fine. I'll take a wheel trade here.
Revving the engine.
Interestingly, he doesn't have a second bike squadron. Is he going straight? Oh, he's on tank. That's scary. I have to go laser. I can't go shade because not in the deck. So I have to go for a cheaper option, which is laser. Yeah, laser's a problem. Looks like he's going for my harvester, which is oh, it's chuggy as well. Chuggy is scary. Again, wish I had shade here. Yeah, we're gonna lose this missile. Actually, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think he should have suicided his tank to go after my harvester. I think that was a pretty bad play. Yeah, still gets the missile, but yeah, we almost took it back from him because he made that play. Yeah, well, we need to go Inferno to fight tank because that's what the air unit in the deck is for.
Laser squad, power and precision.
But it's super expensive.
As he desires. Lasers charged.
Unit ready.
Flame on. Up in flames.
This is definitely the best example we've had so far of the Inferno being much worse than the Shade.
Laser squad.
Napalm.
Your command.
Can't even move forwards because I've created firewall.
Rubber.
It's pretty annoying.
Gonna heat Inferno in motion. Burn them all. Move
Banshee I don't care about at all. Banshee is a garbage unit.
Unit ready.
Gonna heat Inferno thrusters active. Napalm tank. Inferno bomber with Inferno in motion. Advance. Gonna heat the flame on.
Unit offline.
Flame on. Inferno thrusters active.
Wheel weapon launched.
Alright, we got second missile. Feels good, man. Hopefully he isn't double half.
Gonna heat things.
Alright, he is double half. Feels bad, man.
Lasers taking position.
Could maybe try and base him. I'm gonna try and kill this harvester first and then go for the base.
Moving napalm. Burn it. Inferno thrusters
Now,
active.
Cyborg is a unit where the Inferno is going to be way better than Shade. Obviously.
Napalm tanks up in order. Brotherhood has Inferno. Burn it. Inferno doesn't burn.
Although, there's an argument to be made that we don't need the Inferno if we just win first missile with Shade. So, you know, there is that downside.
Napalm.
Can't really go for the base kill anymore, there isn't enough time. Uh-oh, that Inferno's gonna die. It's okay, we have way more Infernos. What am I doing here? There's some serious misclicks right here. Oh my god. Am I throwing this game? Now I've blocked myself with the fire! I think I'm gonna lose because of the Inferno. Oh! No, not quite. Oh, that's gonna be a close one. Whew. Just. Yeah, okay.
You are victorious.
There you go, guys. I think that last game was a pretty good example of why you really want the Shade. Also, like I said, the Commander, you end up using... Like, I could play Kane if I was playing regular Fanatic stank, but I have to play Oksana with Inferno. And Kane is another way to have just killed cyborgs and chuggies. So, yeah, I mean, the deck is pretty fun, but it's basically just Fanatic stank, and I think it's worse than regular Fanatic stank. Given the way his deck is built, if I actually just make lasers, he would have struggled, but I didn't know that to start with. Like, if I play this guy again, I could just open laser and spam only laser with a couple of bikes for the chuggy, and it would be a really easy matchup. But obviously I didn't know that going in, so I opened wheels. Yeah, so there you go, guys. 10-0 with the deck. It's a good deck, obviously. It just has I just think it's slightly weaker than the regular Fanatic stank. Alright, hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time.